Welcome everybody to another episode of Up Your Experience podcast. It is me, the BlaiseMcBaine guy, and we're recording on a Wednesday, which means this episode will release Wednesday night. Because I was out of town until yesterday, which was Tuesday, and I was driving for 7+ hours. Fun times. But on the real, we have Boss with me here today. Boss, how are you doing?
I'm tired, and I want to go home.
Okay, that is good. Our special guest today to talk about Midseason Smite Patch is Bats. Bats, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good. I'm actually really good. It's nice to be back. And hoping to not be as tired as Boss.
That's a good goal. I mean, Boss is always tired, so it's probably because he's playing so much Last Fortress, dude. It's keeping him up. And he's watching Overlord. He got like Crunchyroll back. It's the whole thing, dude.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah, he went through 3 seasons already.
I mean, that's fine. I'm over halfway through Spy X Family. I can't say anything.
It's so good.
It is so good. It is so good. And the new episode of Overlord came out yesterday.
It did.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about anime though. We're here to talk about Smite.
That's what you said.
Anime is for some episodes from now. Don't worry, that's coming though. It's coming. It is happening sooner or later.
Let's go.
But no, Midseason Patch dropped yesterday. If you watched patch notes last week, they were very lengthy, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
Aggro went through and went really in depth on why they made the decisions they did, and not only that, also going in depth about each item and their reasoning for it. And I really appreciated that. I know some people were like, "Please end this." But I guess the thing to address first is the hashtag Worlds with Fans.
Yeah.
The movement started on Twitter, and the movement ended in the mid-season patch notes because the next day, Stuart Chisholm, old high-res Stu, sent out what was the GIF? It was yeah, I'm working on it or whatever. And we did actually get confirmation, I believe yesterday, that they have found a venue and they're working out the final details before they can release it. But the plan is January of next year. Now, there are some people unhappy about this before we get into mid-season patch notes, because that means the EU players cannot go home for Christmas.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, but at least they're having it,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about it, it does suck, but at some points too, you also have people who work like that as well. So, and it's kind of like a job for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a multitude of ways about it. I mean, I get EU players being mad because if the community came together like we did for Worlds about the EU scene getting pulled, would the EU scene still be alive in the sense of the EU pro scene? Where now you have to move to Atlanta to be able to play. Now, I personally think the competition is drastically better than it's ever been for the SPL. But I do get the irritation of, and I do miss having the differences between EU playstyle and NA playstyle.
I agree.
Maybe that's a conversation for another day, though. Mid-season patch is here, and the Nickelodeon, what we thought was going to be a battle pass, is an event that I believe if you buy it right now, it is 2,300 gems, I think is what I paid for it last night.
23 or 26.
I think it's 2,800 each skin.
I don't think it's 20. No, it's not 20. It's not 28
right now.
It's not 28.
I'm loading up right now to look.
Each skin is 700 gems, and there's 4 of them.
Yeah, if you buy them, if you buy each of them, I think if you do the buy all option, it's cheaper.
Maybe.
I swear it was 2,300. I swear it was 2,300 last night when I bought it.
I mean, either way, I thought it was a good deal because it was way better than the 6,000 that they went for it.
Well, it was way better than the Slipknot battle pass or event. Sorry.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one, Blaise.
Yeah, that's now these skins are all sick. I saw them all in game last night. I played a few of them, and they are good. We got Danny Phantom Yanis, which I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, this should have been Kleena." I think it's a sick skin and don't really care. XJ9 Freya is good. Invader Zim is good. Powdered Toast Man Gilgamesh looks good. I haven't seen all the effects on these skins. I personally played Cupid in the Rocco Danzanburrow, and the Rocco Danzanburrow might be the most irritating skin I've ever seen be played besides the Artio Kawaii skin.
It's like that's the only skin I didn't play. I played all the other ones, and I like. So Freya is horrible in lane. I'm just saying it now, or I can't play Freya. One of the two. I will accept either or at this point after last night's games.
Day, yeah, dude.
yeah. But the animations for everything for the Freya's Jenny's thing was actually really good. The what was it? The Toast Man for Gilgamesh, that was fun. And the animations were great, and also the Danny Phantom one was. But I didn't play the Rocco's or Invaders. But it
The
did look
Rocco
cool when you were
skin,
playing it.
the effects on all of the abilities are insane. Like it is absolutely so much like visual sound on the screen.
Yeah.
But I loved all of the skins. Like I really like what they did. The battle pass, we got a Zodiac themed battle pass. So
is
we got
sick.
Crab
I do
we got
like that.
Crab Charybdis. I played that skin last night. I really like it. The Maiden E set, the Lion Heimdallr, and then the Scales Nemesis. All of these skins look really good. I think this might be one of the best like top or bottom to top battle passes we've gotten in a while, as far as like all the skins are solid.
For sure.
To be
By the way,
honest, they couldn't top
confirmed,
last battle pass.
it is 2800.
2800.
28.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I couldn't see. I was gonna go.
It didn't affect me at all. I said yes. That's less than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about how much I
Also-
was willing to pay for those skins.
Another thing before we get too deep in the patch notes. I don't. I'm assuming you guys are planning on going to Worlds if they have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will
working
be
on some
seeing you
things.
guys there because,
Yes, sir.
Let's
as
go.
you guys already know, I'm moving to Atlanta, or not Atlanta, but like an hour out from Atlanta, and like at the end of the year.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
I
sick.
will. I should be at Worlds. There's a couple like things that could cause me to have some issues about getting there day one. During the day, like I might not be there till nighttime. But yeah, I plan on being at Worlds. I have some things I'm working on to try to make possible for podcast listeners, but I can't guarantee any of them right now.
Yeah.
But if I can make some things happen, they will happen. And I'm working. I got some big news today about something that may happen at Worlds that I cannot share that I am super excited about. Because if that happens, I just think it's amazing. But yeah, anyways, moving on from that. We also got the Toxic Overlord Achilles. I did not see this in game. I didn't look at it in game. The card art looks sick.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen it at all?
It is sick. His
Yeah.
like so his unarmored stance looked like his card art, and then his
Yeah.
armored stance, he's wearing like a full suit of like biohazard like plate armor. It looks sick, dude.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
Yeah, it's a really good skin.
Who I was talking to somebody about it, and I was like, it seems weird at first, but when you start looking at it, you're like, okay, it kind of looks pretty cool. I can see that.
Yeah.
Is somebody else? I can't remember who it was. It was last night, so it had to be either Deuce or Suave. We were talking about it, and it was like, I don't know how I feel about it. And I was like, I'm gonna have to play it first because it does look kind of cool.
Yeah. I think it looks dope. On July 26th, we're getting Honeybee Aphrodite. I don't want to see more Afros, but the card art looks good.
Yeah.
Lich Queen Bologna. I want to see it in game because like this card art I'm not impressed by, and I feel like this could be such a cool skin idea.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited since I'm starting to play Bologna in jungle. So like a new skin for Bologna instead of just cycling through the two that I use.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
like
Bologna
Bologna.
has too many
Don't
skins.
get me wrong. I just like I hope it's better than the card art. The card art's not bad, but like this could be such a cool visual skin in game, and
Agreed.
I'm worried that that's not going to be the case. And then on August 9th, we're getting Glub Glub Geb, which I'm excited about, and Spirit Father Odin, which I think looks really good in the card art. And those skins are generally really good from the other ones that we've seen. Other than that, that's going to be the patch schedule for bonus patch, and then the patch after that. Or I guess they have mid-season bonus update 1 and 2, so we're not going to get another like patch for a while. It sounds like at least a month out, which I guess would mean that's around we'll see like a new character or a new god, either teased or released, right?
I think so.
Interesting. All right. To go along with this Nickelodeon event, there is a event in game. Like every time you play 3 games, you can roll on a random, like you click on a random thing and you get a random item. Those items include the following: announcer packs for Danny Phantom, Invader Zim, Rocco, Powdered Toastman, avatars for Invader Zim, Rocco, and XJ9, a global emote Smashing, a jumpstand Gur, a loading screen Nickelodeon, and a loading screen the Fenton Works Lab. I guess, should we address the issue with the Invader Zim skin? Do we want to highlight that at all?
I know that there's an issue with the Freya skin as well, but we can do the Invader Zim skin first.
The Invader Zim skin, there is a large irritation with the fact that the original voice actor was not used because he is a unionized voice actor. And he came out on Twitter about this, saying Hi-Rez did contact him about him, blah, blah, blah. That would involve, from my understanding, and I'm not saying this makes it right, but that would involve Hi-Rez to have to rework all of their contracts, or at least everything across the board for all of their voice actors, and only use union voice actors, from my understanding, which is why this happened. Some shenanigans like that. I'm not saying it's right that they didn't try or weren't able to get the original voice actor, or at least contact him in some way. But also, I think the idea of going after non-union voice actors is a bad look, because you have these up and coming, voice actors that can't get in the union because they don't voice act yet, or they're new. They're not there.
Yeah.
So I think like this is a multifold issue, and this is not just on Hi-Rez. Like this is definitely as much, if not more, on Nickelodeon for doing the contracts the way they did with Hi-Rez.
I agree.
What's the issue with the Freya skin?
It's not that big of an issue, but apparently if you're playing on low graphics with the Freya skin, when she activates her ranged autos and the skin's like arm, like sword turns into a gun.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. Like that's fine, right? Like you have guns like you have the
Yeah.
gang boss Kuzubo skin, all that stuff.
Yeah.
The problem is that you can't tell on low graphics, like physically cannot tell. And since all the pros and all like the high tier players play on low graphics to get the most out of the game, that's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
So they have to fix that.
We did get a new. I need to quit saying dude. We do need to get, we do need to get we did get a new rotation for Smite Night, where it's going to be, instead of 4-week rotation, it's a 6-week rotation. I guess that's because of how the patches are working out or something. I'm not sure. Not a huge fan of not having a monthly 5v5 ranked or conquest. Shout outs to not working on the Switch, though. I'm not going to talk about games of the week today, but I will say that I did try to play Smite Night with the team on Saturday while I was out of town. Only time I tried to play video games. And, it was really fun to have my Switch crash 10 plus times over 20 plus minutes, trying to load into the game after I just played a custom game before. Dude, I was so mad. That's a conversation for another time. But we're going to do, it's week 1's Jade Corruption Joust, week 2 Classic Conquest, week 3 Corrupted Arena, week 4 Classic Conquest, week 5 Classic Joust, not playing that week, and week 6 5v5 Conquest. I hate Classic Joust. Is there any? I wonder if the rewards are good that week. No. All right, moving on. There's some quality of life things about like which gods are going to be granted to new players for free and not. There's also new prices on tier 2 skins that you can either get them for 250 gems like you could before, or you can get them for 25,000 favor. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of nice.
And then the shadow skins are now reclassified, and you can get all those for 50,000 favor now, or 500 gems.
Cool.
Also, Paradigm of Wheelix is no longer classified as a limited skin. And I don't know how I feel about that.
It will be classified as
now. Sorry, I misread it. Will now be classified. Okay, because I was like, what? I was like, that doesn't seem right. There's some like bug fixes for UI and gods. My personal favorite is Lancelot has finally been fixed, where you can actually stun this man off of his dumb horse.
I know.
Yay!
If you were watching my stream last night, Suave was not happy because he did not know. And he got stunned off the horse multiple times. And he's like, this god sucks now. I still have the issue, like, not being able to wheelish pull him out of the jump. I know it's not an actual leap, but, like, visually it looks like it, and it drives me nuts that it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, you should be able to. Also, he really needed that nerf. Let's be honest.
He did.
Here.
No, it was such a bad way to release him, dude. Such a bad way.
In fairness, there should be a lot of things that Obelix shouldn't be able to pull, like Hades out of his dash and Iza out of her dash.
Well, that sucks for them. Get better dashes, I guess.
Well,
I have a conversation piece about Izanami later. Don't worry.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for reminding me because I actually kind of forgot. It's an idea I had last night that I'm pretty sure is not good, but I'll probably try it anyways.
Jeez. Can I point out, fixed an issue where Lancelot was targetable during Freya banish?
Yeah, yeah, he was, dude. I remember I got Freya banished and destroyed, and I was like, wait, you could attack people in Freya banish now? And it was just Lancelot.
Oh, that's so funny, dude. That's
I don't think
hilarious.
You know what's funny is I don't think they fixed the problem with him in Slash, with the way the horse teleports through.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, it's funny, dude. You get extra movement speed, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you do. It is very funny.
We did see an update to how brawling works, and this applies to all instances, and so basically they readjusted brawling to better fit the anti-heal items. So brawling time until brawling applies out of god combat is increased from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. So this is going to help with items like Divine Ruin and make it feel better, along with like Toxic Blade and those type of items. Good change, needed change, and it just feels good now. Simple as that. We also saw that, the lowest level shared XP bonus is increasing from 1.35 to 1.4. That's such a small amount that it just feels strange. But like, I just need a number crunch and look at it. Mid harpies, yeah, it's a slim amount. The thing I'm most concerned about is mid elder harpy has been increased from 28 to 34 XP, and mid small harpies from 16 to 18. Mostly because mid laners be greedy.
Yep, they do.
Mid laners do be greedy.
Like, they're like, oh, jungle, you wanted those camps? Nah.
Tell me about it.
You want that speed buff XP? Nah. My XP now.
Oh, don't remind me about our solo laner today. He 3-man split speed at the beginning of the game and put us all behind, and then was never in his lane the rest of the game.
Yeah,
yo, that's a next level strat last there. What's up with these solo laners? Let's have a talk.
I don't
know.
Let's
have a little. Yeah, welcome to my TED Talk. Okay, I played solo last night for 3 or 4 games in a row. No problems whatsoever. I mean, there was like a couple problems, but like they were manageable, right? And I think the one game was bad. Like, we got ran down because of several things that just went wrong. But like, I played Cupid solo into a King Arthur and bodied that man last night. There was a point I was 5 levels up. As soon as I start queuing ADC to try out some ADC builds, our solos start throwing. We had a solo sell Bluestone for a tier 1 shield. And then it upgraded, by the way, it turned into Void Shield in game. As Sung Wukong. It was like, we had solos that were just absolutely throwing. I was like, dude, tanks are good right now. Like really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
It's I think it's my curse, dude. It has to because like we had games today and our solos were just bad unless it was Grin.
Yeah. Our solos were not very good today.
I don't know what's
It's
going
a
on, dude.
bat curse.
It's a bat's curse.
It is, in fact.
No,
a
no, no,
bit
no, no,
of
no,
a
no, 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 no. Solo man. All right. Anyways, DMCA. We did get a bunch of new glyphs. So this is the thing I was excited about. We did some speculation on the last episode of the podcast, and happy to say that some of that was right. Some of it was actually, I think most of it was right. In the sense of like what items they were going to be. I think we're off about Magi Spirit Robe. I think that was the one we're off about. But we were right about how like Griffin was an earring and like it was a new item. And I'm really excited about not just glyphs, but we got a whole new item tree.
We did.
Now, I don't know how to feel about this item tree because like one of the items is very, very good. And the rest of them I just don't know. And I've tested
Yeah.
them. But let's talk about glyphs first. So to preface this, if you have not like I said, if you haven't read and you're just listening so you can kind of figure out what's going on and how these items work, some glyphs got moved. Like the passive on that glyph got moved to a different item because it better fit, and then got the glyph that was there got replaced. So for instance, Jotun's vigor got left alone, but Jotun's ferocity, which I thought was like, yo, this is sick for hunters, but hunters don't want to build Jotuns, got moved. Like the passive got moved to executioner. We'll talk about that in a bit. But this new Jotuns is nasty.
It's really good. Especially on people like Uller. Oh.
Yeah, Jotun's cunning.
It is crazy.
Every time you damage an enemy god with an ability, you gain a stack of wit. At 2 stacks, your next non-ultimate ability that damages an enemy god gets 25% off its cooldown, instantly refunded.
That's really
instantly.
Nice.
Yeah,
This
Blaise
is
found that out the hard way yesterday.
On junglers, this is insane.
Yeah, especially if you like pop abilities and then jump out, you can re-engage so easily, especially on stuff like Batskid. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Blaise got Thor hammered.
Yeah, I knew this was going to be a thing because you can get double Thor hammered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can Thor hammer in wall. So let's say you do the combo. You ult, you wall, you Thor hammer, and you Thor hammer again, basically. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
And you're gone.
It's actually disgusting. You're just deleted from the game. I've seen some Suki clips with this thing, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen some Suki clips.
I didn't even think about that.
Suki with Jotun's cunning and Bobble. Just saying. Think about it. Bobble we'll talk about in a little bit.
Good now?
Suki might actually be relevant again. What?
Can we also talk about one thing that bugs me about the glyphs right now? You can't see the actual tree. So you have to know the item you're buying first before you know what the glyph is.
So it's not only that. I hate that we got a bug released with it. With all of them.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, for like instance, like executioner bats, you can buy the glyph executioner and then buy an executioner with it.
Yeah, you can.
I wish I was told that.
Or like last night
in the game. Bancrofts.
You can do like Bancroft's crawl with Bancrofts, which I don't think is like horribly good, but like people are doing it on Anubis. It's insane.
I played a custom. I went Raijin. I double stacked. So like I went Book and Warlock staff, and then I went double Bancroft and Typhon. And when I had enhanced red and power pot, I had 1800 power.
That's not okay.
Wow.
All right, maybe it's really good. I don't know.
Yeah, just as a heads up, Blaise. Sorry, but if we play Smite, I'm pretty sure I'm going to try Anubis out.
I played Hades solo last night, and I refused to do it just because I was in solo, and I was like, I'm not doing this against a tier.
Oh yeah, no, I ain't doing it in an actual game just because I kind of feel like that. But it is pretty funny.
If it was a non-conquest, I would have maybe considered it. But that's a conversation for another time, I suppose. So Calamitous Rod remained the same. Nimble Rod of Tahuti has been moved to a different item. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And got replaced by Perfected Rod of Tahuti. Successfully damaging an enemy god with an ability applies a mark for 3 seconds. Damaging them a second time with another ability consumes the mark and provides a 10% movement speed for 2 seconds and reduces your non-ultimate abilities by 1.5 seconds. Only
That
one
is
mark can
super
be
good.
activated at a time and cannot be applied for 10 seconds after consuming a mark. This
That just
reminds
feels
me,
good.
yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think if you're not buying, like, you don't have the follow-up for Calamitous, you did like Perfected Ratatouille just feels good.
100%.
Isn't this how, was it Magus that they did this to a while back when when it was like super OP with the mark stuff?
Um,
That was Magus, right? Because they reworked Magus.
I
I think so.
I can't remember.
think I don't know.
I think so. I'd have to look it up. I think this is a good change. I think this definitely feels better than Nimble Rod. And I think where Nimble Rod's passive got moved to makes it probably feels better for ADCs.
Oh,
For
100%.
mage ADCs.
100%.
Which, jumping right into it, Bancroft's Talon is now Nimble Bancroft's Talon, which is Nimble Ratatouille. I think that just makes more sense. I think that feels pretty good. But the real thing to talk about here is Bancroft's Claw. This item is nuts.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Every 15 seconds, you gain a stack of hunger. The max you can have is 3. Abilities cast within 30 units of enemy gods consume a stack, dealing bonus damage equal to 0.5% of their max HP for each 75 magical power you have. Each god damaged by hunger provides you with a shield of 1% of your max HP for 75 magic power you have. This cannot exceed 35% of your max HP. This is just good.
Yeah. This is insane.
They were talking about it on the backliners. Aggro was talking about how like he played it in build tests before they reached this exceed 35% number.
Yeah.
And people were talking about like, dude, I'd buy that on RDO. And he was like, oh God, we have to cap it. Like,
Yeah.
because could you imagine, dude? I think some Guardians in solo, like this actually might be okay. I don't want to say that out loud too much. I don't want to throw that out there, but like
that's a risky move.
But like it might not be too bad, you know what I'm saying? Like this might be okay. Might be okay. The item that Bats is gonna like is coming. We have the Glyph Executioners. Now, both of these are good.
Yes.
Ferocious Executioner is getting the Jotun's Ferocity passive, and it just I played it last night. It just feels insanely good. Like boxing, I didn't build it with Ichabod, but I thought about this with Ichabod has to feel good.
Yeah, so I tried it on Charybdis. Because imagine how fast you stack up that. Because of you get 5 autos in the hit chain. It felt real nice.
I used on Charybdis last night. It was insane. I don't want to talk about the rest of that Charybdis build because I got convinced some stuff by chat. But Executioner felt real nice.
Yeah.
I also built Heavy Executioner last night when I played Cupid solo. And I think this is the most interesting glyph that we have in the game.
100%. It's super powerful. Because on junglers, in my opinion.
I have a hot take, but I'll get there in a second. This passive is the only glyph that has a negative to it.
Yes.
So basic attacks against your enemy reduce your target's physical prots by 17.5% for 3 seconds, max 2 sacks. Which means if you hit 2 autos, that's 5% of their max prots. It's like that's insane.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Keep in mind, this is not considered physical penetration,
Right.
which means you can still stack 40% pen on this
Correct.
and stone cutting on a jungler and literally be
Exactly.
doing true damage to tanks.
100%.
And I can't
This
wait
is
to do that.
insane.
Now the downside is your attack speed is capped at 1.75%.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that today when I was playing. I'm gonna say it really is a pain in the butt. I had it on
Yeah.
Bologna.
Yeah, Beth, do you want to talk about how you were arguing with me about that? I'm like, you
No.
are
I was
a
arguing
forehead.
that I had the same thing as the other Bologna, and you were like, "No, you don't." And it took all three of us to go, "Yeah, they're the same."
Well, okay, I was looking at the Charybdis who had ferocious execution, but still,
But
you were
I
like,
will admit,
"Wow,
I
heavy
did not know the
executioner
attack
feels
speed was
so
capped.
good."
It did feel great. Like my attack speed was hindered, but like I was deleting them.
Yeah. I used this on Cupid solo last night. My Cupid solo build was Destol, Devos, the heavy executioner, breastplate, shoguns, and I don't remember what I went last. I'd have to go look. But like, dude, it felt good.
Yeah, I'd
Like,
imagine
it felt.
it did.
I think like you're not going to see this on hunters unless they're ability based hunters. Like ability based hunters, I think you could possibly see this on. I think it's a little
Yeah,
risky.
like Chiron,
Um,
maybe.
but this is definitely good on like assassins and warriors.
I don't know.
I can see
Uller
this
would be
on
pretty
something
nice.
like on her Heimdall maybe with the auto cancels, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I don't know, dude. Like I just feel like hindering your attack speed that much. Like for instance, I played against AMC. AMC's nuts with this item because he doesn't even have to buy attack speed. He can just buy this, and with hives, he's at the 1.75%.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing an ability based hunter, I think it feels really, really good. If you're not playing ability based hunter, like unless you're off rolling into something like I did in solo yesterday where you want the prots, I think it feels a little weird.
I agree.
But I do really like this item. This is the item that has me the most excited about what the devs are doing.
Yeah.
Along with what we're coming up on, which is the Magi's cloak got glyphs. And we have Magi's shelter, which apparently is really good. I didn't try it last night. I mean, it has to be good. It had like it just
I
is
mean, it's
insane.
all right.
Whenever your
What?
passive is consumed, the nearest allied god within 25 units gains protection from a single hard crowd control effect for 5 seconds. If this passive is consumed before times run out, they gain 1 second of crowd control immunity.
Basically, if you use your bubble, one of your nearby teammates gets a bubble for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, everybody, I know everybody's about this one. I'm not. So I think the other one's more fun.
Oh yeah, the other one is 110% better.
I think it looks cooler too.
Dude,
I don't know if
Magi's
you guys have
Revenge
noticed
is
the
just
bubble
better.
changes.
I think comp wise, Shelter will be more seen. Because
Really?
yeah, because here, well, let me okay. Not I think in a casual player base and possibly in comp, because there is nothing you have to do as a player to use Magi's Shelter besides get hit by a hard CC.
I mean, same with Magi's Revenge.
But Magi's Revenge has like playability into it. Like it has it takes strategy. Because Magi's Revenge is the first enemy god you hit with the hard crowd control.
No.
Well-
No. The first
Yep.
enemy god to take your bubble.
Oh yeah, sorry. To hit you with the hard crowd control, right?
Yeah.
Dumb. While you are protected, becomes marked with revenge for 5 seconds. Gods marked for revenge cause enemy gods within 40 units to move 20% faster towards them and take 10% increased damage. That's insane.
Crazy.
So like, if you have that, like your frontliner has this, right? And you're like, hit me, dude. Crowd control me, please.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I keep telling everyone this. This is literally CC me and you die the item.
Yeah, CC me and we're going to run you down.
Yeah. That's 20% extra move speed towards someone.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
insane.
and 10% damage.
Dude, you know what? I really want to see this with the hasten sprint.
Yes.
And just people like double ADC comp just running someone down. They don't have to like just autoing someone. Meow.
Yeah. Meow. Like this is straight up just flying in, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's just so good. And I think that item's gonna be slept on, dude.
I really think it will be, which is really
And that makes me very sad.
it does.
I used it last night. I'm not gonna lie. I
Did it feel good?
unfortunately I played in that Bologna slash game. It would have
Yeah, you
felt
were kind of
good.
bragging on that Bologna.
It would have felt better if our Cupid autoed anything, but that's fine.
That's a whole
All
nother story.
right, boss. I have a question for you.
What's up?
Let's say you're on Cupid, right?
Okay.
And there's a Thanatos that your
Uh-huh.
team is chasing. And this Thanatos is maybe like a brisk 2 autos from death, but probably 1.
Okay.
And he's running by you. What do you do?
The fact that you're asking me this makes me feel like that man just let him walk past
Yep,
him.
he did. He literally just watched him walk by, bro. I have never seen somebody just not fight. Like they were just like this Cupid was like, nah. Easiest kill of that man's life. All he had to do was throw a single auto. He could have thrown Fields of Love out and it would have confirmed a kill.
People
it was awful,
be like
dude.
that sometimes.
He built all bows and then finished it off with Deathbringer. And I'm like, dude, like you had the attack speed. Like just throw it out there.
That's funny.
But I will say I tested a lot of glyphs last night. Like I tested Jotun's Cunning. I tried out Bancroft's Claw. I tried out both Executioners and Magi's Revenge. I think these feel good. I think these brought like a freshness into the game to make you go, man, like maybe I do want to pick up Executioner again. Like because Executioner had kind of fallen off. Like you'd see it in some builds, but not very many. Like when's the last time you saw Bancroft's Talon in a build? Not very often. Like and it's like a noob trap item. But now it's like okay, like I could bridge this into something. But no, like it is. It's an item that like it looks good because it has a lot of stats on it, right? But like if you look at like late game Bancrofts, like it's not great.
Yeah.
But this makes it where like man, late game Bancroft kind of slaps.
Yeah, because you get percent max health damage, and you get survivability out of it, and you still get the lifesteal, you still get the power. It's really nice.
Yeah, I didn't mind the old one on like Hades or Anubis, but I don't think
Well,
it was
yeah,
like fun
obviously.
for most mages that you had.
Yeah.
No, you look at Typhons and you're like, that's just a better item. You look at Soul Gem, you're like, that's just a better item. You look at Pythags, and you're like, that seems at least kind of better because my teammates get lifesteal.
Or like depending upon the god that you're playing, we're gonna get Poly because it just like
Yeah,
deletes health.
but to be fair, if you're a rando, you're also like, no, selfish. I'm going Bancrofts over Pythags.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we talk about Pythags and like how I like the item, but like something has to change. And I don't know what it is that makes it relevant, but like something, right? Like something has to change.
I mean, I don't know, man. It gives your teammates power and lifesteal, which is really strong.
Like maybe like 3% more lifesteal or something. I don't know. Like that item has to be like viable.
I think it needs to give you more base stats to make it feel worth it. Because right now it's like, yeah, cool. I get health. I get power. I get lifesteal. I get some CDR.
I was gonna say, I'm not going into that right now. I have an item question that like is interesting, but like I'm afraid that deviates too far for right now. But like but like items that like tier 1 items that cost the same, or sorry, that cost different amounts but give the exact same stats. Like from an economy standpoint, that's very strange, right? Like in the like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get 15 power no matter what, or like this, and I get why, right? Like obviously they're building into a better item, so it's the enticement and the risk factor of like spending more on that 15 power. But like, is 150 gold too much?
I think they have to balance it out because the tier 1 will lead up to the tier 2 cost.
Right.
And a lot of tier 2 hydras is actually a viable item to just keep and
Yep.
start building another item. Tier 2 Odibo, all
Yep.
that stuff is viable.
Tier
I
2
think
dual morb.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to play carefully with those kind of tier 1s.
Yeah, I'm
That
thinking
lead
about
into
like
tier 2.
mace and like sword,
I mean,
for
yeah.
instance. You get what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I think
If you
that's
think about it though,
I'm okay with it, but I'm saying like should they be that far apart? Where like it's 3 pots different.
Yeah,
I feel like Mace should be because of how many characters can build it
Right.
and
I
how
get that.
good the later items are. I mean, you get 20% cooldown for like what is it, 2650? That's
Right.
crazy.
It is crazy. I'm just thinking
See,
about like I think about like I understand like when you buy mannequins is a huge risk reward item, right? Like it has so much potential, but like you're spending so much extra gold on your start that like it
You
kind of
are.
feels like if I don't get a kill confirm early with this, like I'm not getting my worth out of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you
Um,
only get one pot each, one mana or one health or one
I buy
health and
double. I
one
buy double
multi.
multis. I buy double multis to be honest.
But I
In
mean,
what?
it's not
Jungle
bad
or
later either.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get a kill instantly, you still have that burn on certain gods that it's like even if like you're a level behind and you're fighting, that burn sometimes when they're running away, you still get a kill and
Oh, 100%.
it's like
I'm just saying.
it's like you said, it's a high risk reward type thing,
Yeah,
kind of
I
like
mean,
if you're doing
I
trans first in the jungle.
yeah, I mean, like I was playing Nice actually today with mannequins, and I was in a box fight with Charybdis. I died, but my burn ticks were doing 11 damage, and I left her at like 50 HP. So burn ticks actually killed her.
Right.
Didn't that
So,
happen like 3 times?
no, just once.
Not with Charybdis, but with the
I
other
dropped
gods.
5 kills on a
Oh,
rat
maybe.
last night because I didn't buy bluestone. So I feel that.
Oh,
To
Oh
be fair,
no.
I just thought axe was a better, safer start. So I'm not mad about it. But like if I had bluestone, like I body that man for the first like more than I already was.
Yeah.
So I guess moving on from that, I just think that's an interesting thing to think about. Like, should it be that much different?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah, I've thought about
I
that for
think
a
they could
while.
definitely lower it by 50 gold, but I think that they need to keep like there's already so much disparity between tier 1 and tier 2 because it's like an 800 gold difference. That's a
Right.
lot of
And
money.
I'm not saying adjust the tier twos. I'm saying from a
Yeah.
tier one aspect, like I think 150 is quite a bit, man. Like I'd like
Well, no, yeah, I agree. But if you think about it, if they lower the cost of tier 1 mace,
yeah,
that's upping the gap between
I know.
tier 1 and tier 2, and between that gap is already so big that it's just gonna feel worse. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's the main reason why.
I do too. And I just it's just one of those things. Like I think it's some good food for thought.
Yeah.
Along with that, we finally see a change to masks, and we've been getting kind of like told this was coming, not to what actually happened. We were told like masks are going to get reworked to some aspect.
Yeah.
Um, and we finally have
New
it.
masks
And
are thick.
shout out to Aggro for writing these dev notes, by the way, for putting let's talk masks. And no, I'm not talking about the coach of the Olympus Bolts. I love it, dude.
Oh
So
my god.
masks are now starter items.
They are. Bats
And
actually learned this like 4 hours ago.
this is just makes way more sense
It does. It really
because
does.
it allows you to go, hey, I'm gonna be a mage tank from the beginning of the game.
Yep.
I'm gonna be an assassin tank from the beginning of the game. I'm gonna be a hunter tank from the beginning of the game. And so you get Protector's Mask. You get 125 health and 100 mana. Your passive is you decrease damage dealt by 6% by 0.25% per god's level. You decrease damage taken by 6% by 0.25% per god's level. And then this is kind of nuts, in my opinion. Getting the
I
assist
agree.
for an enemy minion or jungle monster dying will provide you 8 bonus gold and restore
that's crazy.
15 health and mana. If you're not within 30 units of an allied god for 20 seconds, this passive is disabled until you are near an allied god again. And all support items can now be, or support starters can be upgraded at level 15, which needed to happen.
It definitely did.
No, to my knowledge, this is basically the same passive as Sentinel's Gift.
Yes.
But on Lonos.
Yeah.
Tier 1 Lonos, which is kind of nice. It's
I
very good.
like it. I like it a lot.
I do like it. It definitely feels supporty. Honestly, if anything, this feels like a league item for supports.
Yes, it does.
Which I think I really like.
I also like the upgrade. So like Lono's Mask, you get the 300 health, 200 mana, 10% CCR. And the way they work this, you gain 5 stack of Cowardice. Each stack reduces your damage dealt and healing output by 10%. For each 60 protections from items, remove a stack of Cowardice. When you remove a stack of Cowardice, gain a stack of Bravery. For each stack of Bravery, gain 3% damage mitigation and provide 7 physical and magical protections to allied gods in 55 units. Basically, you can get your damage dealt back to even.
Yeah.
From my understanding, but and that's not going to be a lot, because you're not building power, you're building full tank.
Yeah.
But I like that. It makes it where that investment was worth it.
For sure, especially seeing as how you're giving everyone near you in 55 unit radius, 35 prots, and you're getting 15% damage mitigation for basically just building tank.
Yeah.
And it's a starter item.
Yeah. So it's really good.
Now, Fighter's Mask is the same, by the way. I'm not going to read that again. I'll talk about the stats, but Fighter's Mask is what I just read with the passives, but Fighter's Mask instead. In Rangda's. It's the same passive, but flip-flop for the damage and damage taken.
Basically.
And that gives you, Fighter's Mask gives you 10 physical power, 15 magical power, 10 HP 5, 10 CDR, 10% CDR. Rangda's gives you 60 physical, 80 magical power, 20 HP 5, 10% CDR.
I will say the
great.
CDR feels good. I bet you anything. The CDR feels real nice.
Oh, I bet it does. It's also insane that on Rangda's you get, for each stack of strength gain, plus 3% damage dealt and 2% movement speed.
Yeah, for sure.
I really like what they did with the masks. I did not play with them last night, but I think this was the right move. And I think this fits the game a lot better, where you're not you're not building a starter item and building a mask, where it kind of just felt weird. You're just building the masks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that feels really good. Did either of you have either of you played with them yet?
Not yet.
No.
We had CJ play it in a game today.
Yeah,
but it was our weird Guan Yu game, so you can't really judge that game.
Gotcha.
Because we didn't have a solo.
So, along with all this is our new item tree. It's the earrings. Okay, so we have Mystical Earring, 400 gold, and you get 15 MP5.
That's the cheapest item in the game, right?
Yes, it is.
That's crazy.
These items overall are cheap for the most part.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Bobble.
Yeah, which relatively, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, thankfully, it's not cheap.
Yeah. I'm gonna go through each of these, and I think we talk about the tier 3s. Tier 2 Gleaming Ear Cuffs is 1,300 gold. This builds into Griffin Wing. You get 20 physical prots or 30 magical, 20 physical power or 30 magical power, 15% attack speed, and 15 MP5. I think that's good stats for 1,300 gold. You have Jeweled Stud for 1,400 gold as a tier 2 item. This builds into Sphinx Bauble, which is probably the best of these items. That gives you 30 physical power, 50 magical power, 10% CDR, and 20 MP5. Then you have Rose Spiked Earrings for 1,200 gold. This builds into Manticore Spike or Fade's Blessed Hopes. These items are very interesting. That gives you 200 health, 15 HP 5, 15 MP5. So I want to talk about each of these, and I do want to start with Griffin Wing Earrings, which I think is probably it's bad.
Yeah,
just
it's
it's
not
just a
insane.
so the idea of this was to make your autos feel like they're hit scan, right?
Yeah.
So this is a 2200 gold item. It gives you 40 physical power or 60 magical power, 25% attack speed, and 15 MP5. Then you're like, cool, what's the passive? Basic attack projectile speed increased by 40%, which on paper sounds insane.
In practice, it's eh.
Basic attack damage is reduced by 15%. Now, I built this with Odibo, Kins, and the Ferocious Executioner on Charybdis last night, and those autos are flying, bro. Like, it feels good until you start hitting enemy gods, and you're like, I don't do anything.
Yeah. So
Um,
I think for this item to be worth it, they need to increase the projectile speed to make it actually feel like it's scan.
you think so? Like 50%?
I think more like 60%, dude.
I think 60 is
Really?
OP. I think it has to be like, I think they need to do like, I think to make it feel like really good is go to like 45, 50 on the projectile speed and do the attack damage reduced to 10% or 12.5.
Maybe. I don't think 50 will feel good enough to where it'll actually feel like hit scan though.
Oh,
But will
dude, the
60 break it?
projectiles,
That's the question.
the projectile speed increase, I think feels really good.
I don't
But you just,
know. I
but
didn't
when
feel
you're
it
doing, when
that
you're doing
much.
negative 15% and you're a hunter, if you have crit, like you don't do anything.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
thing. If you
Yeah.
build this item, you cannot build crit. You cannot.
Yeah.
Because you're taking a 700 auto and you're taking uh, 90,
70,
85, 90
yeah.
damage off each auto. I mean, it's a lot. Just off that crit, like that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage.
I don't know. And you're not even hitting like really that crit's probably not even that much. Like if you're not building any other crit items because you're probably building one. So you maybe your crit's probably like 500. I mean, that's still like 65. I mean, it's not. It doesn't feel good. It just it
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah. But
I don't know. I don't think it feels the autos feel fast enough to be warranted as a hit scan auto. You know
I
what I
thought
mean?
about. Oh, I agree. I've thought of one god this feels good on,
Yeah.
and I haven't tested it. And it's not Charybdis. Hear me out. Charybdis with the one. Charybdis is one. Insane with this item.
Oh yeah, because those autos already boost their attack speed.
Yes.
Yep.
Or their projectile speed. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
definitely
feels
good.
insanely good. But I have one god I think this feels good on.
Uh-huh.
I bet it feels good on Izanami.
Ooh.
Probably.
Because you're increasing and your passive allows you to auto through. That has to feel good, dude.
But like that auto back is gonna do negative damage.
Yes, it is. It's 100%.
So there's like no point.
Correct. Just think that the autos probably feel good. But
yeah,
yep,
rolls
that's where we're
out
at.
my theory. I was like, well, what about Apollo with his
No.
passive?
Dude, I think this item just feels bad.
Yeah.
I want to build it again. But like I've seen tweets from like Hurrywin that says, please ADCs do not build the new item. It's bad.
Yeah.
This leads into the best item, and I kind of feel like I should wait to talk about this one till last because it's so good. But we'll talk about it now, and that is Sphinx Bauble. And Sphinx Bauble is like you got to play Omnipotence. All right, you get 50.
But in
it's
a
20.
normal game mode.
It's 2,700 gold, so it's a lot of gold. But you get 55 physical power or 80 magical power. You get 10% CDR and 30 MP5. But the passive is your cooldown reduction cap has increased from 40% to 60%. Your ability damage dealt decreased by 20%, and your ability healing decreased by 20%.
Yeah, basically you're playing this on gods like Thoth.
Oh, I built this on Shiva last night. I just shouldn't have built it as early as I did. I built it first item, and I definitely build this like 5th or 6th after I've been like running it down, and this feels good.
Dude, I built it on Giannis, and I was just like, "Oh, portal."
Yeah, stuff like Giannis.
You're useless damage wise.
Raw.
Jing Chen.
Yeah, Jing.
Infinite Leap, Jing Ching.
Oh my god.
I've heard. I think Kenny tested it. Cthulhu ult. Literally, you have no cooldowns.
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
I saw it on
Ooh.
Nox. Oh my
Ares.
god.
Can you imagine it on
Yes,
Ares?
do you remember the Nox that had
Yeah,
it?
I was constantly
Oh.
getting alted on cooldown. It was
No, not even ulted. You were like, she would combo,
in combo
and then
again.
combo again, and then
And
combo some
combo
more.
again. And combo
Yeah.
again.
I was like,
Yeah.
I need that upgraded beads that allows me to use it twice in like one sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. This item's insane.
It's wild. It definitely breaks the rules of the game as we knew it.
Yeah. Then we have.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
it's an item.
Honestly, then we have the two most interesting items. I did try Mana Core Spikes last night, which is a 2200 gold item. It gives you 350 HP, 30 HP 5, 20 MP 5, and 20% CCR. When you hit an enemy god with a hard crowd control, they drop a spike on the ground. When you or your ally pick up that spike, they gain a buff that causes their next ability to deal bonus damage equal to 3% of their max HP. This effect is double if you are the one who picks up the spike. Spikes last 7 seconds on the ground, cannot stack. Picking up another spike when you have the buff refreshes the duration.
Yeah.
This is insane.
So hear me out. Hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get me started.
Imagine getting hit by a driving strike that's max level in
Yep.
solo lane, while he also has a Manticore spike. That's half your HP gone.
Imagine getting
It's
hit by
just
Boulder with Manticore Spike and it bounces and comes back into you. Oh, you're dead.
I
You
built
just
it with
die.
Ravana yesterday, and I never saw spikes.
I don't know.
Like anytime, like
Well,
so
it's
that
only
was
gonna be on
my
your
only
3.
problem with it.
It's only gonna be
Yeah,
on
I
your 3.
know, but I was
Yeah.
3 a lot like that.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause,
know. I did say that yesterday. Like I didn't see the spikes and I Bologna ulted and stuff, but I
It
don't
could
know
have
what.
just
So,
been like it could have dropped on top of one of your teammates. Like it
right.
could have done a lot of things.
So I think that's part of it. Is I don't know what the Manticore Spike looks like, but I really think this is a very interesting thing to play around. I think this reminds me of like the Magi's Revenge bit, and I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do like it.
Oh, it felt nice. It was just my only thing was I was like, where are these spikes?
Along with that, we have Fae Blessed Hoops, and this is 2200 gold as well. Gives you 300 health, 20 HP 5, 40 MP 5. That's right, you heard it. 40 MP 5.
Yeah, 40. Oh
Yeah,
my
40.
god.
Each time an ally god dies.
2,200 gold
Yeah,
item, by the way.
insane. Each time an enemy god dies within 70 units of you, or you heal an ally god with an ability, a flower drops from your ally that can be picked up by you or an ally god. Picking up the flower gives the god a shield equal to 7.5% of their max HP that lasts for 8 seconds. Does not stack. New shield refreshes duration. Flowers last 7 seconds on the ground. Raw. That's all I have to say. In Chang'e.
Sylvanas?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Chang'e, Bancroft's Claw. Thank me later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be good.
Let's not do that in my games, please, because I don't want to deal with that.
Has to be good.
It
I'm really
definitely
excited
is.
about the thing I like about this new item tree is how different it is from any other items we got in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. It's a really cool change. And
I
we needed some new
definitely-
items. The last time I got new items, like actual new tree, was Arthurian.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago.
And those weren't bad. Don't get
No,
me
they're
wrong,
not.
But
We're gonna talk about Mirrodin in a second. I think new Mirrodin's insane.
I think New Mirrodin is cracked. Imagine that
Um,
on Raijin. Oh.
Item balance. We saw Brawler's Beat Spick, Divine Ruin, Toxic Blade. As I said earlier, their anti-heal debuffs are reduced from 6 seconds to 5 seconds to fit the brawling mechanic and just feel better. So that makes sense. Bumba's Hammer got new stats and a new passive. So the new stats is 50 physical power, 70 magical power, 150 health, 10% CDR. But after casting ability, your next basic attack deals an additional 80 true damage. After hitting a basic attack empowered by Bumba's Hammer, your active non-ultimate cooldowns are reduced by 1 second. You are healed for 120 health.
Yeah, so basically the only thing that changed, they removed the mana from it, they cut the HP in half, and they cut the CDR in half, and added and like they took away the
Max HP healing for 120 health.
yeah. And they
Which
also
could be
took
better in
away
some cases.
the autos restoring cooldowns on your ult. So now it's just your normal abilities. And
Yeah.
other than
I
ult.
still think this is good. I still think this is good.
It's good, but they're taking away from anyone that's not a jungler, which I agree.
Which
I think that
needed to happen.
Yeah.
We had too many mages building it.
I think this is still gonna be built on Guan Yu. Because
Yes, it
just
will
the
be.
way the item works. And how his kit works. It's crazy, dude.
We could still see it on Baron too. But like I mean like there's gonna be a few like niche cases, but I think overall this fixes a lot of the issues we saw with Bumba's Hammer. Especially Bumba's Genji's builds. Like I think this helps a lot.
I agree.
We saw Amulet and Stronghold and Silence both get a couple things changed. Amulet Stronghold got a conversion rate change from 10 to 50% for the conversion rate of physical prots. Amulet Silence got an internal cooldown of silence from 45 to 30 seconds. I still think that item isn't good.
No, it's not.
We talked about support starter items being able to be upgraded at level 15 now, which I think is amazing. I'm not going to talk about Sentinel's Embrace because the 1 gold difference no one cares about.
Yeah, the 6 gold per 5 seconds is kind of nice on Sentinel's Embrace.
Yeah,
for late game, especially since you can get it at level 15 now.
I do think that's true. I read that incorrectly, but yes, it does that. That's good. I thought we learned our lesson about Relic Dagger, guys.
Persistent TP go burr.
Yeah, I am a little scared this item got buffed to have a relic cooldown reduction of 40 seconds from the 30 it was at, but maybe it won't be so bad.
Who knows?
My favorite Hera item, Tyrannical Plate Helm, increased minion buff damage. No, I'm just kidding. I used to play Hera solo because it applied to Argus. Increased minion buff.
Item.
Yeah,
Steal the wave.
Increased minion buff from 20% health and attack speed to 25% health and attack speed instead. Mail Renewal got buffed, and I'm convinced this item was already good, and this is going to be the next item that we see get like it's going to keep slowly getting buffed, and then it's just going to be broken.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
CCR increase on Sledge, Shield of Regrowth, passive now it's 15.
Can I just say screw Sledge? I hate that.
Yeah,
item.
dude. Oh, you're gonna be seeing it a lot more.
No, I'm good.
That's a lot of CCR, bro. 30%. You're almost at cap.
Yeah, that's. I don't. Why? Why the CCR?
Because it's one of the only items in the game that has CCR on it. There's not a lot, dude. There's just not a lot. Shield of Regrowth passive now adds 15 physical power or 30 magical power for the 4-second buff duration. Thanks, because you buffed Herc too. All right, moving on.
Wash.
Yeah. Hi, thanks, peace. Remember how I said I wanted this item to be better? I don't think this makes it better, by the way. They removed the 10% magical penetration, added 10% cooldown reduction, and increased the health by 50. Thoughts?
Aries.
I just don't. I still think it's good, dude. It's not good.
More Aries chain.
Yay! All right. Mirrodin.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Mirrodin?
Mage damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we'll see this on mages that go jungle.
Probably.
Like, your ultimate has finished casting. You gain Mirrodin's Rage, which provides 25% increased damage dealt. They gain 2.5% increased damage dealt over 8 seconds. At the end of the 8 seconds, you lose Mirrodin's Rage. This can occur once every 45 seconds. Hebwa.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine, dude? If you don't die from ult, you're dying to the clapping of the hands, dude.
Raijin.
Any mage. We can just name the
Yeah,
Stay
if
involved.
I didn't like Staff from Mirrodin
Any
before when I saw it, I don't like it now.
anyone that doesn't have like a super quick ulti that can like charge it and like hold for cooldowns, Hades.
Mhm.
But run all your cooldowns, ult, all your cooldowns are back up, and they do 25% more damage now.
Yep.
I remember Gren saying Chronos. Pop your cooldowns, ult back into the fight, and
Yep.
delete someone. Because it just increases all damage dealt, right? Yeah, it just
Yeah.
increased
Yep.
damage dealt. So it's
It'd
on
be
your
good pretty much every mage.
Oleron. That is all.
Yeah.
Oleron.
Well, it's when your ultimate has finished casting. So he wouldn't get the buff
Oleron.
wall. Oh,
I
okay.
don't care. Oleron.
What
I feel
about
I
Zeus?
feel like yeah, Zeus. Oh.
Can you imagine?
Okay, you
Yeah.
hold your abilities, right? During Oleron ult. Like you maybe pop your 1. But you stack your 2 until the ult's finished casting. You throw your 2 down and knock them up in it, they're dead, dude.
That's
They're
true.
They are dead. You are
That is
critting for 1 billion.
Yeah, you are.
Like you get
Dude,
25%.
imagine how hard the 1 would hit if you crit with it with that buff on. Oh,
I might try that later. I'm curious.
that'd be wild.
Hey, here's
That's
my
just-
question.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't work on, or would it work on Merlin?
No.
Because like he
No.
has an ult but
Well,
doesn't.
no,
The
I mean,
ult has
yeah,
a
he stance
cooldown.
switches. Yeah, I mean, like he stance switches, so like it'd be like the same as like Ardio.
Technically,
So like
yeah.
it goes on a 45-second cooldown. So you just have to make sure when you're switching stances that you are ready to use Mirrodin things.
Right. Because that would be kind of busted.
Dude, that would so like if you ice somebody, like let's say you hit them with the 1 through the 3 on them, switch to fire and just dropped everything. I like it.
I mean, they were already dead before. If they were squishing, you did that. Now, like even tanks are gonna be like, uh-oh.
Dude, did the stupid Merlin we faced last night have freaking Mirrodin, bro? Is that why? Is that why we got deleted by that man? Is that why he just like
Which
hold on. I have many questions now. You guys talk about Mirrodin all you want. I need to go look at something. Because
that was the
don't worry, I'm
game.
finding out.
Yeah,
I'm
he
finding
did.
out
He
right.
had it. He had it.
That's
That's
that.
why,
I mean,
why,
that makes
dude.
a lot of sense.
He walked in behind us and just like wiped the team. Or like I was just like, oh okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he
Oh,
had
so this is
Pendulum,
happening.
Spear, Soul Gem, Mirrodin, Sphinx Bobble, and then it looks like he was going into Rod.
Just
Okay,
so we're clear,
Or
I was
Chronos.
running that game. I was running the game until Merlin got to come into team fights, and then it was like, oh, this guy exists.
I'm not gonna lie. People who build Sphinx's Bobble and don't go over 40% piss me off to no avail.
They're still sitting at the 40% cap.
Yeah, and it's like, just build a 10% CDR item. Why do you have that? You're just like, you're dealing 20% less ability damage and healing 20% less from your ability heals. Why do you have that?
I won't lie. That is actually like looking at that Merlin build. It's like that is a good build for mages cooldown wise and everything like that. Like
Yeah.
holy moly, because he
It's
did
good.
put out big numbies.
Oh yes, he did. Oh
He got
yes,
more
he
than
did.
that AMC, and that was the AMC that had the
Yep.
heavy executioner.
Yep, that guy was a pain. That was not a good game. I did not have fun. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fighting back into lane. Oh, there's a guy. I like lost lane the first 15 minutes, and I was like, all right, we can play back into this. I catch up, get ahead, and then it's like, oh, there's a Merlin, and he just like deleted me. I was like, oh, this is fun, dude. Celestial Legion Helm. Finally.
I know.
We got what I've been asking for.
We've only been
Another
asking
anti.
for this
Yeah,
for like what, 2
ever.
seasons?
Yeah, another anti-crit item.
Yay!
Added 4% crit damage reduction per stack. So this works with Spectral.
Yeah.
So if crit's really a problem, you can buy 2 items. Yay.
Are you into a double hunter comp with a merc? Boy, have I got the 2 items for you.
Yeah. I think that's a good change. I think that's gonna feel good. I don't think I saw it built last night.
Yeah, crit's kind of in a weird spot where it's like, well, now that there's crit options, I don't really want to build this, but also damage
Yeah.
numbers.
Damage numbies. For that's all the item changes. For relics, we saw Brace of Illumination get a buff duration from 8 to 12 seconds. Drowned Ankh gets a miasma damage increase from 2% to 4%, which I think is kind of crazy. Cloak of the Avatar gets an increased knockback strength of 33%. I think that's a very weird way to describe that. And by the way, that knockback is a knock up.
Yep.
To throw that out there, Chaotic Beads, you have a changed passive from 7% current health as magical damage to 5% health as true damage. That's insane.
That is definitely a buff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Emblem of Trembling Terror, decreased health threshold to proc the Tremble. Sundering Blast, fix the bug the incorrect Sunder icon was being used, and then increase target damage from 5 to 7.5%. Thrones of Overgrowth, increase the radius of the passive by from 55 units to 70 units, which I think actually is good. And yay.
Yeah.
Other than that, we have diminishing returns to talk about.
Can I just say, why is Emblem of Trembling Terror still a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh no, I have been trembled while I am horrific emblem. Whatever will I do?
I need someone to explain to me why that item's good.
It's not.
No, I know it's not. But like there has to be a reason that it's good. Because like there's people I see people buy it.
Maybe
Are you saying that there has to be someone that truly believes that this item is goated?
Yes,
beyond
because they talked about it on the patch notes as if it was a good item, a good relic, and I was like, no.
belief.
I was sitting next to Luke and Logan. I literally just went no, and they're like, what? And I'm like, nothing. Like I'm just like it's not good.
Maybe it's like a hidden Easter egg, and like got to be in the know or something.
No, dude.
All of us
I
just
can't.
refuse.
I've tried it. It sucks.
It really
Because
does.
there was the bug where you couldn't build the other horrific for a while and you had to build this one, and it's not good.
Well, there was also the bug where they just weren't getting trembled.
Yeah.
Even if they were decreased past the HP threshold. But like 30% max HP, they're still just dead. Like if you're horrific embleming them and they're at 30% HP, they're dead.
Yeah.
They're not getting away.
No.
They're dying.
Let's talk about diminishing returns, because we've been seeing things worked on with DR, and there's been a lot of frustration by the community that like it was an invisible system that you can't see. So now they've added an indicator to like how many DR stacks you have when you're under DR and all that kind of stuff. And so that's a visible counter now. The max stack went from 2 to 4. Stacks of DR last 15 seconds, and this duration is refreshed on each new application, which is not changed. That's always the way it's been.
Yeah.
CCR per stack decreased from 40% to 20%. DR can no longer be applied to yourself or allies. And they said they fixed many code-driven displacement abilities that previously did not apply DR. Let me tell you something. If you Fields of Love heart bomb somebody as Cupid, like they don't get stunned, dude. Like it's literally it pops, they stop for like a quarter of a second and walk away.
Yeah, but that's how it was earlier. You know, that's still how it was.
No,
I don't know.
No, it's like they're at max stacks.
I mean,
is the way it felt last night.
They were still max stacks before these changes. If you did that,
right? But I'm saying the stun time is not the same.
Yeah,
it's different from playing it last night. Like before, like you stun, you auto a few times. Not anymore. Like it's not like they literally like it's like literally if they took a step and they hiccup for a second and then kept walking.
So it's gonna
This is
feel like Jiba ult now, where it's like, oh, it's just a Jiba ult. Keep running.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's several issues here, and they mentioned like there's gonna be gods that are gonna need changes, and like that's gonna happen over time because they don't want to change too many gods. They want to see how things played out before they made adjustments, and there's a lot of things here where like how does DR work in some gods becoming drastically underpowered because like their kit has a lot of CC in it. Uh, it'll get adjusted over time. I'm not worried about that. Overall, I think this is a healthy and good change for the game. I don't know how
I
you guys
agree.
feel about it, but I think like being able to visibly
I've been
see it.
feeling great.
Yeah, I thought last night the games I played, I thought felt good. I mean, obviously I noticed it a few times, but I think 99% of the time, your average Smite player probably never notices this. They probably don't even
Yeah.
know this changes in the game.
Probably not.
And I don't mean that in a rude way. I'm just saying like it's not even it's so unseen because like of how most of the gods work. Like I don't think you really realize it. Um, they have a hard CC is now defined as a crowd control that makes it impossible to do at least one of the following actions: basic attack, non-movement abilities, or movement inputs. Hard CCs apply one stack of DR, and their durations are affected by the number or DR stacks as a player. Roots are considered a hard CC now, so that's new. That's good.
Yeah, that's how it should always been.
True hard CC is a new subclassification of hard CCs defined as a hard CCs that are not affected by DR, such as, or as such, true hard CCs apply 2 stacks of DR. So it banishes, grabs, knockbacks, knockups, polymorphs, pulls. So you get automatically 2 stacks of DR, but they're a true hard CC.
Yeah.
Because they're not they affect a multitude of those things is the way I look at it. You have soft CCs are now defined as any crowd control that makes it difficult for you to do a specific action, including basic attacks, non-movement abilities, and movement inputs. Soft CCs neither apply nor are affected by DR stacks. Intoxicates and trembles are now considered soft CCs. So maybe, hear me out, this is why trembling horrific emblems now good now,
No.
because trembles are no longer or are now a soft CC.
No. Just no.
Individual
to say
abilities
no.
can apply more than 2 stacks of DR if the ability includes multiple types of CC. So I mean that makes sense. They said
So,
the
like,
following gods
if you have a knock up and
a pull. So like a yeah.
yeah, like a knock up and a root, that would apply 3.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that makes sense. They said the following gods have increased the duration of affected CCs to ensure that their current listed durations are still accurate after this update. On her with Impale, Ares with No Escape, Awelish with Gravity Surge, Daji with Powwow, and Gilgamesh with Dropkick. All of those are stuns, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Most of them are actually pulls into stuns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny.
So I think that's good. I think this is a healthy change for the game. Like I said, I felt it in a couple different places last night, but overall, I think this is a good change.
I agree.
Especially with how much CC is in the game. Buffs. Ao Kuang got buffed. Yay. I'm not going to go and like, you can go read these if you want to. Kerberos also got buffed. And that's kind of scary. Cupid got buffed. Shout out to that. Because not only did Cupid get buffed, Donza got buffed too. We'll get to that in a minute. Disco got buffed. Hera got buffed. I'm amazed that Hera got buffed because I thought she was already insane. Hercules got buffed. Humbats got buffed, which was needed. Nike got buffed. Pele got buffed. Serket got buffed. Ares got buffed. Don's okay. Here's the ones we need to talk about. There are 3 buffs specifically. That this is a new thing where we kind of get this like admittance from the dev team that like, hey, we kind of want like these like really niche gods to be played in multiple roles.
AKA jungle.
AKA jungle. So Ares, his shackles now deal 40% extra damage to jungle monsters.
Why?
Who knows? Dons and Burrow now deals 40% extra damage to jungle monsters with alluring spirits.
With his taunt.
which is
for
taunt.
some reason.
Because people do use it to clear, because it gives you a heal off of it too.
I mean, yeah.
The Morgan Deadly Aspects now applies 30% extra damage to jungle monsters. And yeah, I'm excited about those. We also saw Chang'e get an increase from HP. Her increased HP per level and total health at level 20 increased. Thor Solo's back, baby. Mjolnir's attunement minions now take 100% damage from the returning swing.
Yay.
I believe it was 70% before, by the way.
I think so, yeah.
And that's a big change. That's really
You
good.
can double tap minions for full damage now. Woo!
About time.
They made it good again. Thank you.
Don't worry, guys. I can clear this lane.
Don't worry. I wasn't a minion, and I got 2-tapped twice in 3 seconds last night. I died. Yeah.
Oh, split push.
Zhang Kui got increased physical prots from 11.2 to 15.2 on his base. And that's crazy too. That's a big
That's wild.
That's a big
huge.
buff. And now the most, I think, the change that I don't think anybody expected. We have non-conquest balance now.
Yeah.
Yay.
And this includes many things. If you want to go read about it because you're a non-conquest player, like feel free to go into more detail. But these buffs or debuff effects available will be damage to minion, damage to gods, damage received, healing given, non-ultimate ability cooldowns, and ultimate ability cooldowns. So like it will fall in one of those. We have Alpwash is negative 5% damage to gods, 10% negative 10% damage to minions, plus 5% non-ults cooldowns, and plus 10% ultimate cooldown for non-conquest modes. Artemis gets negative 5% damage to gods and plus 10% ultimate cooldowns. Ares gets plus 50% ultimate cooldowns. Kepri gets plus 5% to damage taken, plus 5% to non-ultimate cooldowns, plus 15% ult cooldown. Zeus, negative 10 damage to gods. Plus 5% to non-ultimate cooldowns. Ao Kuang. So Arachne, Bakasura, Camazotz, Giannis, Set, Serket. I'm not going to read all those. I read a lot of them. I think this is a cool change.
Yeah.
Because if you look at gods like Zeus and his win rate, it's good. Like he's in
Runs
or
every
maybe not.
game that's
He runs non-conquest. Alpwash historically runs non-conquest games. Set non-conquest games. I'm excited about that.
That got buffed,
Yeah.
not nerfed.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he did
He
get.
has
he
the
did get
lowest
buffed.
win
Yeah,
rate
yeah.
in any mode in the game.
Well, okay. Hear me out. That's because they nerfed that god into the ground.
They did.
And that's as an avid Set lover and someone who played Set ADC 2 weeks ago and absolutely fragged on the enemy team.
You know
I love
what?
Set, but they nerfed that man to the ground.
I don't want to hear it because Gilg is on his like 11th nerf in a row.
Yeah.
I think that this midseason patch breaks the streak of him getting nerfed.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has a lot of CC, dude. I mean, that's what it
Yeah.
comes down to.
Listen, you just had me at the Opwatch nerf because now that means Assault doesn't have to hurt me all the time because, you know, the healers and then they always have an Opwatch on the enemy team.
Yanis got buffed too.
Dunzo.
Yanis did get buffed.
And Serket.
Serket kind of needed it. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Serket and Non-Quest was kind of
How do you guys feel about the mid-season patch so far? Is there things that like you really don't like or really like?
In general, I don't know if this is just because I'm not enjoying Smite recently, but it's kind of
I've enjoyed mine. I mean, like I said before, the only thing that bugs me is they add all these glyphs and you can't see them. So you have to like memorize the tree to know what you're going into, and to know what they do to try and like get builds.
Yeah, I do wish there was a little bit better system for that. I like it. I think the problem for a lot of like players is the past 2 like main patches have been so heavy-handed to changes in the games that like they've each felt like a mid-season patch, so it makes this feel a little bit underwhelming. Even though that the changes in this patch are huge, like the amount of glyphs, a lot of items, DR changes, like
glyphs.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of changes here that are so good. But when you have like all the minion damage, all the health changes, all this and that, I mean, like we saw
I
so many changes in 9.5
yeah.
that people were like, "Yo, this feels like like this is the most changes we've went through in like ever." And then like you couple that to now, and it's just like it's not that the changes aren't good. It's not that the changes aren't enough. It's that this like we've been going through so much change. It's like you're still playing catch up to figure out what the heck the meta is.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, 'cause there's,
what
like
is the best build? Like what there is
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Oh
you-
God, what was I gonna say? It'll come back to me. Go ahead.
I was gonna say like I think that's what really I've had a couple people tell me they felt like underwhelmed by the patch. I don't feel that way. But I think that's the reason that the underwhelmingness is there is because like the amount of changes that have been happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely agree to that.
I will say I am very disappointed that we didn't see any significant map changes from mid-season patch. Is the only thing I'm disappointed about.
I
That is
knew
kind
we
of
us well, I knew we wouldn't because we got Trebs in 9.5 and they're usually more spread out than that.
Yeah, but Trebs are like split pushing. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean like we will see I think the next map update will be 9.8 or 9.9.
Yeah.
Because it's every 4 months, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Because then we'll get the last one in like November. So that works out.
They're gonna
Yeah.
add the fog back.
Oh God, please. Please. Give me the fog, dude.
Oh, that used to be so much fun.
I mean, we have fog now. People just don't use it because they're like, I want the gift.
Yeah.
But like you could use it as fog and stand in it and gank people still.
Oh yeah, okay, I know what you're saying.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
meant
fog
like the
throughout the whole
atmospheric
jungle. Can you
fog,
imagine?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jungle would be so much fun again.
Give me grass, dude.
You'd have to light up the map like a Christmas tree. People would ward then.
Give me
Yeah.
grass. Give me jungle grass.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
We had jungle grass.
we
You
did
like-
in Medusa's death match.
Yeah. You like walk next to somebody not even noticing it. Oh wait, did I hear something?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like Smite's very audio intensive, so like they could do some cool stuff with that.
Oh,
And then
for
when you
sure.
find somebody that can do the Pokemon like battle thing.
Oh my God, no, it's the snake sound, dude. Dun 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 dun.
Dude,
Oh,
the
God.
only thing I can imagine is them doing a Pokemon battle pass and how much fun BMT would have with that. If
Oh.
if they had grass, it'd just be
Dude,
like,
yes, give me Charmander Fafnir
oh my
that evolves
God.
into Charizard, dude. Yes, sign me
Dude,
up.
that would be awesome. T5.
Yeah, I'd pay for that. I don't know.
Give me Blastoise Kuzumbo.
Dude, when they released the game on the Switch, I thought for sure we were getting Bowser Kuzumbo.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
Dude,
so
and we
then-
Wait,
didn't.
Blastoise Kuzumbo would work so well because he could throw out like little Squirtles. Oh, that would
Yeah,
work
dude.
so well, dude.
Yep.
So then we need to discuss this because we have to have all three. So like, who would be Bulbasaur?
Sylvanas, easy claps.
Yeah.
He literally
like,
has the abilities. He literally has Vine Whip. He has like oh God, now it's going my brain's gone. Oh no, dude. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Sylvanas.
Sylvanas.
I mean, that's what I was thinking, but I was also like, but could there be better? I mean, I don't.
The question is, who's Pikachu?
That is a good question. Who is
Rat?
Zeus?
Maybe? No, not Zeus.
God, dude.
No, but hear me
It
out.
probably-
Hear me out. It could be Zeus in a Pikachu onesie or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would have to be like Venusaur, but who cares?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It'd probably be Ratatasker, right? It'd be Pikachu, you'd think.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
Quick
Any
step.
shout outs that you guys have before I talk about our little announcement thing to talk about?
No, not really. I've been kind of keeping to myself this week. Really
Yeah,
hung out.
Yo, me
that's the
too. I
same.
can't say why because I've been out of town, but yeah, me too. I'll talk about that on the next podcast. Don't worry. I just wanted to keep it mostly Smite related today. So as a heads up, announcement time. I'm not gonna fully tell you guys what's happening, but there will be a new Up Your Experience series that will be separate from the regular Up Your Experience podcast. It will be called Up Your Experience Presents, and that is a collab with another human for a podcast. I'm not going to say who it is yet, but that is coming down the pipeline. So keep a lookout for that. It might be recorded this Friday for the first episode of that. But that will be under the Up Your Experience brand. It will release under the Up Your Experience channel. So if you follow it on whatever you listen to podcasts on, whether it be Podbean, Spotify, Google, Apple, so on and so forth, make sure to check it out. Also, if you're a listener, likes, ratings, comments are welcomed. Thank you.
True. I do like how you had to specify that it was another human.
Yeah.
As opposed to like your dog being on the podcast with you.
Dude, my dog would be on the podcast with me. He's dope. He drove the car yesterday.
Yo.
Yeah, he is a driver.
That's what we like to hear, dude.
It is. But
And
alrighty,
you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
I mean, he's been driving since he was a pup, dude. He likes to stand up on the steering wheel and look out the window. He knows what's up. But anywho, let's get on out of here and go game. And I need to get this episode uploaded. So fun times.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Later.
See ya.
Later.